Thank you for tuning in and welcome to the Ever Better Talk Show with your host, Wanda J. Prowell, for issues of the heart, for the young and wise. The Ever Better Talk Show will bring you bi-weekly real-life strategies and resources for teen parenting. Yes, teen parenting, not teen pregnancy, but teens parenting. There is so much in regards to this topic. It's a much larger topic than just pregnancy. For we all know that conception occurs within seconds. But my friend, it requires a lifetime to rear children. I welcome your comments as you listen to the show for today. Give me your comments. Even if you disagree, I want to hear that. Yes, I can. You are able to respectfully disagree, and you may even be able to add additional information because, I don't profess to know it all. Not at all. So feel free to share in the comment section as we move forward with our show today on the Ever Better Talk Show for the young and wise for issues of the heart. My goal, my friend, is to provide parents strategies, strategies and supplementary resources to become proactively engaged with your teens for building positive self-esteem and offering parenting strategies that creates problem-solving solutions. Yes, we want solution. Problem-solving solutions for your teen becoming good citizens, successful adults, and future parents. Well, today's topic, my friend, for the Ever Better Talk Show is teens' social and emotional health. Teens' social and emotional health. Well, let's refresh our understanding of these two terms. Let's address social development because then again now, our title for today is Teens' Social and Emotional Health. Well, social development, my friends, refers to the process by which a child learns to interact with others who are around them. As they develop and perceive their own individuality with their community, they also gain skills to communicate with other people and process their actions. Well, that's a definition of social development, but let's look at social intelligence. Stay with me now because even though our target today, are teens, but the implication is going to be, we see it all over. So once the teens get it, then they're going to continue those traits even into adulthood. And in adulthood, we all are going to we all want to benefit from that. So now social intelligence is the capacity to know oneself and to know others. Social intelligence develops from experience with people and learning from success and failures in social settings. It is more commonly referred to as tact. When people say, oh, when she speaks or when he speaks, they use tact. That's a skill. That means you're concerned about the way your voice tone or the words has delivered to the other person. So tact is one example of social intelligence. and common sense, or which is also known as street smart. I hear that a lot with the teenagers. Street smart. Yes, street smart. Well, we have defined the social terms, but let's look at the emotional aspect. Again, our title today is Teens, Social and Emotional Health. So let's address now emotional development. And emotional development is how children starts to understand who they are, what they are feeling, and what to expect when interacting with others. It is the development of being able to form and sustain positive relationships. Well, that's emotional development. But let's compare that with emotional intelligence. Stay with me now. Stay with me. Emotional intelligence is to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions, to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously, that is according to the law. You want to be legal. You're handling your decision judiciously and empathetically. And empathetically, when you handle your feelings empathetically, that means, sympathy is when you feel sorry for someone, but empathetic is when you have the ability to actually feel or sense what they are feeling. The key to both personal and professional success is being fully mature and understanding how to handle emotional intelligence. Okay. Every week I have $1 million question because, again, I don't know all the answers. And I need your help, parents, friends, relatives, leaders. Our $1 million question today is, my friend, why do teens get pregnant? Well, just reflect on your own life. Back when you were, a teenager or adolescent. Why do teens get pregnant? And when I say teens now, often throughout years when we speak in terms of pregnancy, everyone just automatically thought the female, but no. And when I think about married couples, when they are in love, they have a marriage, and they're excited about having their child, and I hear both couples say, even the husband say, yeah, we are pregnant now. That's what they say. We are pregnant now. But now the teens, hey, it still took two. So yes, both the male and the female are pregnant. Yes. That guy needs to know that. He needs to know that he has become pregnant. He has impregnated. He was a participant. Yes. So my questions again. Why do teens get pregnant? Well, you know that this program addresses issues of the heart for the young and wise. We realize that a lot is happening in our world today. But I want to remind you, my friend, that many of the issues discussed on this program were created as a result of the breakdown of families. Many of our family survival tools were discarded, thrown away, disregarded, discontinued from our society long before the coronavirus, the COVID-19. COVID-19 is it's getting all of our attention. It's getting all of our attention. But at the same time too, or it is helping us to realize the resources that we have. Yes. And the most marvelous resources that we will ever have, next to God, it's going to be our family. So it is giving us an opportunity to regroup so that we can move forward strong, and we will be stronger and more successful than ever. Yes, but it's not too late for parents, homes, community, and leaders to get back on track. Aunties, yes, aunties and uncles, the brothers, the big brothers and the big sisters. It's not too late to refocus and set new priorities for creating healthy families, relationships for students' success. Did you not know it still takes a whole village to raise a child? And my prayer today is that you will be proactively to regroup your teen family to educate teen parenting. Again, I am Wanda J. Prowell, a family and human development professional in early childhood education, and a family and consumer science high school teacher. Did you kind of get that already? Yeah, my babies and my almost grown folks. Yes, high school teacher for what was once called back in the day home economics education. Oh, the cooking and the sewing and the interior design and the parenting classes. Oh, hardly anyone wanted to miss school. Those where students were taught home economics, living survival skills, and healthy relationship skills. Oh, how all the gender of students enjoyed that class. My class for sure. The males and the female, and everyone, if you know what I mean. Yes, I had diverse classes, and everyone felt inclusion because they enjoy an opportunity to learn life skills. And as you know, those programs hardly exist anymore. But regardless of your family status during that time, whether there were students who had deceased family members, the mother was deceased, or a father deceased, or incarcerated, or illness, or even if they were living temporarily with a relative, or the skills they learned in class to this day benefited them for a lifetime. And today, my friends, I've been teaching over 27 years for sure. I have to go back and count, but it's over 27 years for sure. Plus ownership of a professional preschool and kindergarten, and countless community service opportunity and working in youth ministry. But even right now, and on Facebook, my first year of teaching was in 1985. My students to this day, they're professionals, they have their own homes, or they are still having the conversation of the detailed, wonderful experience that they had in learning life skills in those classes. Well, students were not enrolled in those classes until the community became close-knit. Families enjoyed it, parents enjoyed it, and parents took training for their children. Well, let's take a moment and examine, my friend, our topic for today on the Ever Better Talk Show: teens' social and emotional health. Well, if you watched my show last week, I remember mentioning or introducing to you one of my professionals, long-term psychologist professionals, Abraham Maslow. He was a most influential psychologist of the 20th century who introduced the hierarchy of need. And even today in 2020, the challenge still remains wants versus needs. Wants versus need. Dessert versus real food. Snack food versus, and the list goes on and on. But wants versus needs. His theory suggests that the first, most basic needs have to be made first. Then the person can go on to the higher level. And an example that I gave to you last week, and of course I posted it on my page too. It's there. It's under the posting of last week's show. But the very first, and we talked about needs now. Social and emotional health are needs for all humans, including teens. Social and emotional health are needs. And that first category of the most important need, according to Abraham Maslow, is the physical need. All humans have physical needs. And then the safety needs, belongingness, self-esteem, and then self-actualization. I have met several families who relocated during my career in teaching, several students, or even in my personal life, who have advanced and they moved on. But many of those parents, when they moved, they took along with them their senior family member. And many times it was a grandmother to the children, or it could have been an aunt. But they took the senior family member along as a support system to assist them in rearing and supervising their children while they pursued careers as well as to nurture the family members. Well, I remember several of my students in class who bragged in class about the wonderful meals. This is like before lunch. They would brag about the wonderful meals that their grandmother had prepared. Their breakfast that they had eaten the morning before coming to school. And how they couldn't wait until school was over because they knew that grandmother was going to have the meal ready on the table. And many of them already knew what the menu was going to be. That's why they couldn't wait to get home, because while they were eating breakfast that grandma had just prepared, she went on and started cooking dinner. So they knew exactly their favorite food, whether it was pot roast or whether or not it was pork chops, or they just said they just couldn't wait to get off that bus to go home to enjoy that food. And of course, all the rest of the classmates smiled and enjoyed the story with them because they wanted some too. Well, I want you to know of those 5 hierarchy of need categories. You know, those categories: the physical need, safety need, belongingness, self-esteem, self-actualization. I want you to know that social and emotional need, that's our topic for today now. The social and emotional needs covers 4 of the 5 critical needs of all humans, especially the teens. Yes, social and emotional needs are the core needs for having a positive self-esteem. You have people go, why you look so mad? Why are you always down in yourself? Or why are you always so negative? That's a negative self-esteem. It's not positive. But social and emotional needs of teens requires that parents, yes, parents, No one can encourage you like your parents. But a positive self-esteem is important for the foundation of all other success you will have in your life. Well, having food, proper medical care, and a roof over your head affects the physical self-image need. Absolutely. If you don't have food, medical care, a roof over your head, there's no way you're going to feel good about yourself, and that's a physical need. Well, feeling safe and protected affects their safety and self-image. There's no way that a teen can have a smiling face, do well in school, and their fear for safety is there. Parents, again, this is a need. This is not a want. It is a parent responsibility to make certain that the children are feeling safe. Well, what about being treated fairly? Inclusion, or feeling loved. All of this affects their sense of belongingness. This is a need, my friend. Now, do you remember now our $1 million question today? Why do teens, we talk about the boys and the girls, get pregnant? Put it all together now. We've been talking about positive self-esteem, negative self-esteem. We can talk about needs versus wants. And now, why do teens, boys and girls, get pregnant? Let's examine, my friend, 2 sources to answer this question. Why teens get pregnant? Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that right here on the Ever Better Talk Show for issues of the heart for the young and wise. Well, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, yes, I've done my homework. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, teens are more likely to have sex, the boys and the girls. They're more likely to have sex if they, get this, enter puberty early. Moms and dad, you must pay attention to that. Some puberty signs are obvious. And when you see your child, your young teen, and sometimes they're preteens, advancing into puberty, now that is a direct implication that hormones are beginning to develop. And it was nothing that the teen did to cause this to happen. These are hereditary traits. These are biological traits. Our thoughts should be more than. Well, let me go help you find your favorite makeup. Or let me help you get some cool clothes. That's important. Hey, but is it a need or is it a want? Well, because those hormones are there, and because they have no control of the chemical process that is occurring in their body, then most certainly this is a time to embrace them in a very special way. You may not know it all, but this is the time to reach out, to get whatever assistance and help and counseling or books, whatever the case may be. But you've got to be able to communicate. Oh, at this point, communication is everything. Everything, everything. And hopefully the relationship has been nurtured since birth. At this point, you won't be talking to a stranger. But if you haven't, hey, you got to start somewhere, so it's still okay. But the bottom line, they need to have your support. They need to understand the correct information coming from you, because if you don't give them the correct information, you know they're getting little bits from the friends, and that's not healthy, and most of the time it's not correct at all. Not just a friend, even some older adults. You can't trust that. This is the time assigned with puberty to educate, guide, and include them. Supervision. This is not the time to open the door. See you later. My boy's going to be okay, but my girl's going to have to watch. No, can't have double standards. Because keep in mind, if there's a pregnancy that occurs, they both have become pregnant. Friends, mentors. Oh, we're going to talk about a little bit more about that a little bit later, but let's just move forward. But when they enter puberty, that is a clear sign that some biological changes are taking place. Well, another one is socialize. Again, my question right here is, are teens are more likely to have sex? Teens are more likely to have sex, or if they socialize with youngsters, their peers, their friends, who approve of and encourage sexual activity. Parents, where are you? If someone else is actively engaged, what do you think the conversation is going to be? Next, they place little value on education. Maybe I go to college, maybe I won't. I really want to finish high school or get a GED, or what is the educational status of their immediate friends, mentor, parents? It can change. You want to heighten their goal, their inspiration for goals and careers. Next one would be teens are more likely to have sex if they, get this parent, if they have poor relationships with their parents. Let me repeat that again. And this is not my saying now. Again, like I said before, this information came from the American Academy of Pediatrics. And teens are more likely to have sex if they have a poor relationship with their parents. Then it goes on to say, particularly their father. Dads, they need you. Moms, they need you. Oh, and I said sometime before, there is nothing more gratifying than young people, teens, children are able to talk openly with their parents and ask them the question, the hard question, the private questions. They want to hear from you. If you don't talk to them, somebody else will. And it won't be favorable, and it won't be for their best interest. And the very last one that the American Academy of Pediatrics said, it says that teens are more likely to have sex. It's when they, get this, when they rarely attend religious instructions or service. I didn't write this. I got this straight from the book. When they rarely attend religious instructions or services. Now that's something to think about. I am careful, my friends, to guard our conversation today so that I may not imply or suggest in any way how you should manage your home and your family. That's not why I'm here. I am an advocate. I want to share with you my findings of research, share with you what I have experienced and taught, and also share with you the response of the information that they have directly shared with me on one-on-one interview. So I just want to be the advocate to give the information so that it would initiate thought. Number 2, another resource for why teens get pregnant. Let me bring it to you from some real life interviews that I had with students over the years. Students from school, students in youth groups. And this is what they said. Because one year, I remember very clearly, beginning of school, September, and I was so adamant about my students being educated on the clear facts. So I made certain that they had clear facts. They understood. I answered the questions. We had speakers to come in. I just want to make sure that them not knowing, not being educated would not be an excuse to cause them to not be successful. And I did this. And it was late second semester. One of my sweethearts became pregnant. And I knew she was so discouraged, and I was too, because I hurt for her. But I wanted to hear from one-on-one from her. I said, now, honey, tell me. I'm not judging you at all, but I need you to help me understand, because I want to be here to help the rest of the students and the rest of the young people. I say, what would cause a teen to engage in sexual activity when you know? And you know what she said to me? She said, Miss Proud, you just be so lonely. There's nothing else to do. You know, courtship and seeing the guy and seeing the girl, or they may be going through struggles that they cannot verbalize. You know, kind of like the same questions, why do they get on drugs? The lonely, the lack of assistance. That's real. You know, giving them money and satisfying the wants, you know, the highest fashions, or you know, freedom to do what they want. That interpersonal self-esteem has to connect with their goals and vision. Well, let's get back on track right here, because another one told me to fit in. What about that, to fit in? To fit in. Well, To fit in? Is that like an initiation? To fit in? Really? You want to be a part of that group? But I want you to know, some parents, it happens. This happens. It happens. Because when they look at their little friends and they're holding their little baby, and sometimes they give each other showers. Well, back in my day, they didn't do anything like that. But right now, you have the biggest or most gratifying baby shower for teen pregnancy. Everyone is so joyful. They congratulate and I'm not against that. I'm not against that. But what teens see the glorified image. Some teens look at an infant as though they would look at a doll or to handle the doll. With me teaching high school, I had these life style doll infants to reinforce teaching concepts. And my goodness, they would rush to me to pick that doll up and they'll hold that doll. And I went, my goodness, wait a minute. That's not a real baby, but it just, their expressions wanted to be included. They wanted someone to love. So when they see their friend, have their babies and the struggles and all that, they go like, I want one too. They don't see the confusion, the after hours, the complications, the relationship issue. They don't see all of that. They just see, the little pretty kid and the girl really. They don't tell each other the truth. You know that they don't tell each other the truth. So the parent has to have realistic discussions on what reality really looks like, the struggles. And we are going to, I'm not rushing this, we are going to take time bi-weekly and we are going to walk through all the major steps and issues to give a clear concept of the reality for making great choices, needs versus wants for successful careers in adults. Well, to fit in, everybody's doing it. Really? The next one, curiosity. Did you not know? Oh my goodness, with social media out there now and all the technology and all the conversation in the movies, everybody, the illusion, like some television, blink your eyes. Oh my goodness. They need to know. What they see is not the reality. Not what they see. Because many, oh my goodness, many of them have initiated a concept of an illusion. And once they found themselves in the reality of what is really about to take place, it's detrimental. Not only that, parents, your ability to communicate with them and to build a positive relationship is so important. Because in the world that we're living in right now, we even have friends who appear to be friends, but they are, how can I say this? They are initiating, they are recruiting, giving young people misinformation on purpose to satisfy a goal that they have. Why do teens get pregnant? Misled, curiosity, pressured. pressure? How could that be? You're single. You're living home with your mom and dad. They are paying your bills. How can you get pressured? Oh, well, keep in mind. Do you know, parents, think back how important it is for young people to be able to tell their friends that they're in a relationship with such and such person. In other words, I got a boyfriend, you got a girlfriend, you know. And then they really believe that they're the answer to their prayers. They have a listening ear to their problems. There's much more we want to add to that. We'll do that another day. But the most important thing is that sometimes they are given an ultimatum that says that, you know, if you like me, you would. Or they will say things like, if you are the girl, both of them feel like, you know, if you don't, somebody else will. These are real life statements in the life of a teen. Then it goes back to, some will say things like, you know, they feel like if they willingly became pregnant, that would give them a lifetime tie of commitment to the other partner. Well, yes, the child's not going anywhere, but it does not have anything to do with the relationship between you and the father. And teens, even through adulthood, they have a hard time on disconnected relationships because they feel that the child themselves is going to hold the relationships together. So much more is going to be added to that, because when the relationship is disconnected, then the individual have to look at their life skills, their career goal, and even more so, they've got to be able to willingly share their child with their other mate. They didn't see all this coming. Why teens become pregnant? An illusion. Well, and of course, to get them to marry you, I did say these are my almost grown folks, but these are illusions. What really is detrimental to a teen is when they have mentors that don't share their same values and goals. And parents, it would be a responsibility of the parent to supervise, get involved. And I can say right now, my children are definitely grown. I'm a grandmother, but during those years, it was hard. I was working. I was a business professional, teaching school, or business owner, and I had all kind of crazy stuff going on in my life. All I could do was hold on to my children. Just hold on to wherever I went, they went. And I was very, 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 very active in youth ministry, Boy Scout. And I didn't realize until now how much that really saved our life. Because what it did was, because I was involved with youth ministry, with youth, there's no such thing you don't have time for. This is your life. You are going to be on the front line of all the new information that comes down the pipe. You're going to hear whispering voices that you're going to hear whispering voices that your local news would never pick up. You are going to be on top of it. It's going to be hard for them to fool you because you are going to be involved with them. You're going to be excited. They love you. And the other kids, they love you. Being an involved parent, there is no price that is compatible to the rewards of an involved parent. And at the very end, my friend, the very end, or teens are more likely, why teens get pregnant. And this is a sad one here, and that is sex crimes. Sex crime, whether it is rape or incest, it happens. And first of all, I pray that parents will wake up, and youth leaders and pastors and brothers and sisters, you will wake up and you will be proactively supervising, engaged, looking out for the kids. But in the event that it should happen, you should leave no stones unturned to show your dedication or your commitment to helping that child move forward. And they will forever love you. They will forever love you. It's not their fault. That is more than enough reasons why you should get behind them, encourage them to do their best. Oh, my. Well, my brothers and sisters, in summary, parents, family, community, and church leaders. Church leaders. The parents should lead. Church leaders of the church should be second. Then you have schools and community. Bless the Lord. Sadly, the schools have had to do everything. We're going to be talking about that. Because the question is, who your friends, who your children's friends are, your teens' friends are in your presence could be totally different when they go to church, school, or in community. But parent relationships makes the difference, all the difference in the world. When you have a loving relationship with your child, again, it starts at birth. They want to please you. They love you. They go to you. They ask you questions. Well, we must meet the needs of our children and teens. Nearly all of their wants, parents, nearly all of their wants are being supplied. Don't you agree? But it has temporary duration. Just as we breathe oxygen in our breath, heartbeat to transfer blood, let's refocus to give your family, that is your teen family, become a teen now. Let's refocus by demonstrating your commitment to making them a priority. Oh, that's like I'm feeling special. They know that they are a priority. When that begins to click in, oh, I would think but you're about 50% halfway already. Because they know you love them. They know you're committed with them. And this would make a tremendous difference, and they will have generational success. Generational success. For it will be a teen family for teen parenting. Remember, this is a bi-weekly program to allow you ample time to read and implement your supplementary supplies and resources that I have provided on my page, on my Facebook page. Right down in the comments, that's where I'm going to put out these supplementary resources so that you'll be able to just click on it. So, and the importance of teaching children empathy. Oh, yes, 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 yes. If you'll go and click on my page now, I give you written materials and graphs and notes and stuff like that. But this time, my friend, I have a video there. A video. Oh, this is one you want to sit down and watch with your friends or with your children, with your teen. And this video is called, and if you're not on Facebook, or you can share with your friends, and they can also go to YouTube. And it is called The Importance of Teaching Children Empathy. That is going to answer a whole lot of questions. Because in church, you know, we quote the familiar scripture, you know, to do unto others as we will have them do, do unto others you will have them do unto you. Well, empathy is when, again, it's when you're not just feeling sorry for a person, but when you can actually sense in your own feeling what someone else is going through, then that is going to alarm you on your treatment that you give to them. So now all youth, all parents, youth leaders, and educators will benefit from viewing this particular video. Our next Ever Better Talk Show will be July 31st. Same time for teen family, teen parent. And our title on the Ever Better Talk Show, July 31st, is going to be Why Wait? To the teens, to our young folks, why wait? I know that many of the COVID-19, you know, we're still under the pandemic. So, if you have young people in your family, and you can replay this in the same manner, but next week it's going to be a special, not next week, but it's going to be July 31st, every 2 weeks, bi-weekly. It's going to be Why Wait? Youth ministry, why wait? Why wait? Oh, yes. Well, I invite you, my friend, to visit my website at www.resolved-2010.com. That's www.resolved-2010.com, where you will be able to read my biography. Go there and read my biography, and you'll be able to see the additional service that I provide. Please click the share button at the top of my website so that your friends and all can join me on Facebook, as well as my account for the Twitter. Well, I can hear all of my Bible scholars out there, my fellow yoke brothers and sisters. Well, you know, Minister Wanda didn't say anything about scripture today. She didn't even pray. I can hear them saying that. She didn't even pray. My question to you is that, really? You didn't hear it? You didn't hear it? You didn't hear the Malachi? This has been our theme scripture and prayer for the entire times thus far. Malachi 4 and 6. That's it. Malachi 4 and 6. And our prayer and our scripture says, and he, the Lord God, he shall turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. That is a parent opportunity to make it right. Well, 2 other books, resource book. Don't forget, parents, you may be saying it backwards, but it's school readiness. my dad's. This is a very, when I say easy to read, it's not an elementary manuscript. It takes you to the point. It's not going to waste your time. You don't have to read all night to get the thought. It is almost a forerunner of what you're hearing right now. But you'll be so glad you did. Especially in building relationships for parental engagement to prevent, or a proactive strategy for preventing teen pregnancy or any other career mishap. But most of all, inclusion for commitment in getting your young people to the finish line. And of course, this one here is a great mentor book. This is Family Reunion. You'll see all this on my webpage. But that book itself goes in depth for strategic issues and complications that the young people deal with daily, and how much they need their entire family. Uncles, step it up. Aunties, step it up. Moms and dad. And dad, even if you're not living with the mom in the household with your teens, they need you. There's so much that you can contribute. And begin with the conversation. Look, I love you. And thank you all for stopping by. Have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed weekend. I am going to continue to post information on my site. But please, ma'am, please, sir, go there and watch that video. Thank you so much. Have a blessed, blessed week. And I love you.